Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Dance Teacher Pep Talk. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so glad you are here. This is a space for dance teachers and anyone interested in teaching dance who is looking for motivation and fresh ideas. As teachers, we spend our days motivating and giving pep talks to our students, and now this podcast is a pep talk just for you. We hope that it helps to ignite new ideas and even work through some deep dance related thoughts before you head into the studio. Thank you for your support, and now let's get into today's episode.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Dance Teacher Pep Talk. I am so excited to be launching part 1 of my Back to Dance series. And I do realize that some of us go back to dance a little bit earlier, especially if you are in the US, in the southern states. But I am going to do this 2-part series for getting us ready. So this week is going to be part 1, and not next week, but the following week is going to be part 2. Now, when I first started Dance Teacher Pep Talk, I launched it in August of 2023. So we are coming up on our 3rd year anniversary, and I am so truly excited about it, and I'm just in awe that we're on year 3, that we're heading into that. I just want to thank you all so much for being here, for your support, for your listens, for your interactions. It has been such a journey, and I know it's just going to continue from here. I'm so truly grateful. And our next episode, I'm going to kind of share a little bit more in the essence of the anniversary, because that will be closer to the actual anniversary of Dance Teacher Pep Talk. But it's funny because today, when I was thinking about this Back to Dance series, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do this in 2 parts. One part is going to be about the physical and material preparation. And the second part is going to be on the mental, emotional, soulful preparation. And it's funny because I thought maybe we should do the mental, soulful one first. But I thought about it and I was like, no, we need a little bit more time, especially for all of our procrastinators out there, to do the physical and material one first. Because if I'm putting it out there this week, I know, myself included, that there are some of us that are going to take a little bit of time to get all of these items in order. So I thought the first part is going to be all about the physical and material preparation, and our second part is going to be about the mental, emotional, soulful prep. And the reason for that is because I think it's so important for us heading into a new dance year to be solid in ourselves, to be reflective and just connected to in ourselves when we head into a brand new year. And many of us skip over that part. But honestly, being Dance Teacher Pep Talk, if you have been a listener for a while, you know that I'm going to say that's probably the most important part, because that's what's going to carry you through. This physical and material stuff that we're talking about today is important, yes, but it's not going to be the thing that you go to on those hard days. It's not going to be the thing that you go to when you're starting to feel that touch of burnout, or that feeling of I am not good enough, or overwhelm in your season. These physical and material preparations are just to help aid us along in the way. But part 2 is going to be really that heart and soul connection. So make sure you check in then, because in the true nature of the anniversary, I just want to give you that pep talk and the power back to you as you head into a new season. So let's get into Back to Dance Part 1, physical and material preparation for our 2027 season. And just because I'm recording this now doesn't mean that it won't be relevant in future years. Honestly, I think this will be relevant for a long time. So you can always come back to this episode in future years too. Flag it, save it, whatever it is that you want to do, so that you can remember these reminders at any start of the dance year. So let's get into it. Now, I know it is only the beginning of August, but that does not mean it is too early to begin looking at our syllabus for the year ahead. And the reason being is, like I said, for those procrastinators out there, because I'm definitely a last minute person myself, if we start looking through the syllabus now, we really have an extra leg up. We are ahead of the game. We're not going to be cramming our syllabus preparation the last week before we head into classes. We are preparing now. And this is going to start to get our mental connection too on thinking about where do we want to take our classes in this year. And this is especially true for those of you who have a specific group of dancers year after year. You're working with them, you're seeing their progress. This is going to be really important to check in with because, okay, you had your last year goals. What are your this year goals? And how are we going to work through specific skills? So the first very important, I think, of this physical and material preparation is looking through the syllabus, making adjustments, making preparations. And you still may push this off a little bit, but that's okay. We're talking about it now so that we can keep it in the forefront of our mind as we head into the rest of this August. And for those of you who are really big on choreographing your warm-ups, because I know there's different schools of thought around this, and I've shared about different warm-up practices here on the podcast before, and I also personally do both. I have choreographed warm-ups, and I have warm-ups that I do that I switch in and out during my weekly classes, but this is a time to begin preparing your warm-ups. Again, you don't want this to feel like a last-minute thing. You don't want to feel that stress or overwhelm around that. So begin now. Begin finding music and throwing songs into playlists. If you hear a song that you really like, start that 2027 class playlist already. And if you have that time and space, start picking away at your warm-ups, especially if you want to take the time to really create specific, if you have specific goals in mind, how are we going to be working with those goals in our warm up? This is a great time to really hone in to that. Now, let's talk about some material stuff too. So office supplies, okay? We are going to be making it fun this year. Make it exciting. If you need to go out and get one of those old school binders, go get it, okay? Get all the notebooks, the pens, the colored pens, the highlighters, the Post-its. Make it fun. If you have the supplies on hand for yourself to feel productive, for yourself to feel like I'm getting ready to do my lesson plans, I am getting ready to do this, it's going to be accessible for you right there. And I know a lot of us too do a lot of planning on our computers nowadays, but there is something for me about a pen and paper. I am definitely old school in that manner. And I do notes on my computer as well. And the beauty of the computer that I love is that, you can easily delete stuff, cross stuff out, make notations, make highlights, just as you would do in your own notebook. And you can do it even within that class time without taking up too much time. I don't know about you, but I'm a very fast typer. I'm not as quick as a writer. So sometimes typing for me is quicker and more efficient, and it also helps to keep my systems in place. But this is the thing that I'm going to tell you. What if one night you go into the studio and you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, or you go into the studio and you forget your power cord at home and your laptop is about to die and you're like, great, I have to get through tonight. Always having that paper system as a backup is so important. As much as technology is there to help us, I do not think it hurts at all to have a different system in play too. Maybe you have a notebook that you have with you in your classes that you can take just quick notes, even as dancers are going across the floor and you're watching them and you're giving corrections and you're, giving different ideas out in their movements and their combinations, wherever it is that you're watching them, jotting it down in a notebook, because we can't always rely on, I'll remember that later, because this is their learning. And as teachers, we truly need to take it as seriously as we can. And sometimes there's so much that goes on in a class experience, we might forget about some of those things we meant to write down. So having the supplies on hand is fun, right? I don't know, for me, having a good pen, a good notebook, it just makes me feel more productive and more proactive, I would say, in my teaching too. So having all of that And also to like starting to set up the systems in your computer. If you use any different like platforms, or if you have any different systems that you use, really start getting that organized now. Don't wait until the last minute. You'll feel so much more prepared taking the time now. And if you need guidance too about building curriculum, building syllabus, please check out some of my later episodes, because I had a whole bunch of different ones there about how I create my syllabus and create my lesson plans from my syllabus. So it's all there in some of the like original Dance Teacher Pep Talk episodes. So definitely check it out there. And then too, like, even just thinking down to like, what do you use on a given night of dance teaching? Are you in need of a wardrobe overhaul? Do you need to get some new dance teacher attire or something like that? And make it fun. Like, think about as children, like how back to school shopping may have felt for you. Can you do the same for yourself as a dance teacher, and just like make it fun, make it feel good, make it feel exciting? I know for myself, the past decade, I shifted into wearing real sneakers in my teaching, not just like dance sneakers, but actual like athletic sneakers, because I felt more support with them. And I love wearing my Hokas. I was recommended those. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I was recommended those. And I just feel so good in them, and it lasts me through a whole night. It definitely doesn't like point the foot as much as you'd like it to, for sure, but I am supported and I feel safe in my teaching. So if new dance shoes is something that you need to go after, definitely plan for that. And I think what's important too, when we talk about like our dance teacher attire and our sneakers and everything like that, for me, always the simplistic, minimalist type of like philosophy always helps. If I just, I don't need a lot of stuff. I just need what works for me. So having that like capsule wardrobe, or having just like whatever I need in small quantities, that can really help create more ease and less overwhelm in my week, because I'm doing less laundry and I don't have to think so much about what it is that I'm going to wear or pick out of my closet, but making sure that the things that I do pick are things that I feel really good in and that I feel really confident in and comfortable in to last me through the night. I know we're not going to be grocery shopping right now for our first week of dance, if it isn't for a while, but maybe create a plan for heading into this school year, a dance year, about what type of snacks you want to have on hand for a night of teaching. Maybe even look into a food delivery service like Thrive Market or something like that. Like, I use Thrive Market. I love it. For just healthy, easy, good snacks on hand that are going to help power you through your night, that you can throw in your bag. Start to make those plans now. Be on the lookout for deals and like coupons or whatever's on sale or whatever at your like wholesale types of stores like Costco or BJ's or anything like that, or Sam's Club. Start stocking up on those items so that okay, it's there and it's not something you have to think about on those long dance nights. And one last idea of how we can physical and material prepare for this dance year is maybe put together a little travel kit for your bag that has all of the items on hand that you might need in a given night. And it's like those oddball things too, right? Like those things that you don't necessarily think that you need, but you might need. I don't know, I'm trying to think here, extra hair ties, maybe you need that. Anything in your night, say if you feel like you might need some Tylenol or Advil, having that in your bag, having Band-Aids on hand, having, I'm just trying to think here of things that would go in this particular kit. Safety pins. I don't know, if you might need a safety pin. Let's see, towels, say if it's hot in your studio, if you need a little quick washcloth towel, if you need extra deodorant, if you need anything that's gonna refresh you up or something like that, sort of an emergency go-to kit of the things you might feel like you would reach for, that you would want to have available to you. Just put a little kit together and have it in your dance bag, have it in your teaching bag, because that is going to take away from those moments when you're like, oh, I wish I had such and such. Okay, it's already there. It's prepared for you and you are prepared, and being prepared is going to make you a better teacher, not just in the way that you show up with your lesson plans, but how you show up as a professional in the classroom. And this also helps our dancers to learn how to be prepared too, because, on a competition day or a performance day, we need to also model that. In order to be prepared for these events, you need to make sure you have all the things you may think you need to succeed in a given day. And so a little kit like that, I think, could go a long way. And you may never touch it, you may never go into it, but at least it's there for the days that you might need it. Now, I know these were just a few ideas here today about ways that we can prepare in a physical and material manner. If I'm missing anything, I would love to hear over on Dance Teacher Pep Talk Instagram, because I think it is so fun to connect and just kind of sharing the ideas, sharing the conversation. How do you prepare for a new dance year as a dance teacher when it comes to the items you're purchasing and the items you're starting to get together for yourself? And so physically, we're looking at beginning our warm-ups, kind of taking a look at revamping our syllabus if we need to, putting a plan in motion, all of those things, even starting to build our playlists. And then for material stuff, we're looking at what we need to purchase to make for a successful night of dance teaching. If you also, in terms of computer stuff, if you are using a laptop, a computer, for the majority of the work that you do you have a backup system in place? Do you have a hard drive that you update, that you back your computer up to? That's really important too. Do you save your notes? Do you save your class plans in something like Google Docs or something that could be accessible from any computer system? That's a really important one too, because gosh, if something happened to what you own, you want to make sure you have a backup system available to you as well. So those are my ideas for today. And if you have other suggestions, I would love to hear about it. I am so looking forward to sharing about the ways that I prepare mentally, emotionally, and soulfully for a new dance year ahead. And so that episode is coming out in 2 weeks, and I'm so looking forward to sharing that with you. And if you are looking for more content, I highly suggest checking out my Evolve Love podcast and Instagram at _Evolve Love, because I have so much over there that just supports you naturally in your day-to-day, even outside of the dance teaching world. And I recently put out a self-guided curriculum guide that this could be put into play for the ways in which we may want to expand our knowledge as dance teachers, or you could even use this format for building curriculum in your dance classes as well in a new and innovative way, because it's not completely specific to dance. But I think if you take a look at it, those creative wheels might be turning. And this guide is completely free, and it is available on my @_Evolve Love Instagram page in the link on my bio. So I highly recommend you checking that out. And I know it's not completely the same subject matter, but I feel that many of you may feel interested in the content and support of Evolve Love. So I definitely recommend you checking it out. And I'm so grateful to you. And I will check back with you in 2 weeks.